at esa.int. So let me introduce the speakers here today. We have Joseph Aschbacher, the Director General of the European Space Agency. We have Philippe Baptiste, the CEO of CNES. Martin Sion, the CEO of Ariane Group. Stéphane Israël, CEO of Ariane Espace. Tony Tolkien-Nielsen, who is the ESA Director of Space Transportation. Karine Levaux, CNES Head of Space Transportation. Valérie de Corvère, A6 Inaugural Flight Program Manager at Ariane Group, and Caroline Arnoux, Head of the Ariane Business Unit at Ariane Space. I guess we can all clearly state that today is an extraordinary day for Europe. We've witnessed an incredible show. We have a launch success, and Europe is back in space. So I would like to ask you, please, if you could share all your comments, your feelings, your emotion. How do you feel today? And Joseph, you start with this comment, please.
Yeah, thank you, Anne-Sophie, and a very warm welcome also from my side. It's late here in Kourou, it's even later in Europe, but I can tell you, despite the late hour, we are really excited. We are relieved, we are excited. This is a historic moment. An inaugural launch of a heavy launcher does not happen every year. It happens probably every 20 years or maybe 30 years. The last one was about 30 years ago. And today we have launched Ariane 6 successfully, and this is a big milestone. So Europe is back, as you were saying. I feel personally relieved, but super excited, because this now brings us back on track. We will, of course, we are on plan now to launch another mission before the end of the year. I think I give the privilege to Stéphane Israël to announce, but before the end of the year, we plan the next launch, and then of course we start with the ramp up as of next year, as according to plan. So yes, Europe is back. This powers Europe back into space. It was very important for the European Space Agency, as you can imagine, but much wider. It was very important for space in Europe and even for citizens across Europe, because they depend on data which our rockets are delivering into space. So very happy, and a big day, and really I can't wait for the next steps to come.
Thank you, Joseph. Yes, Europe is back. We are back in space. We are back in business. It's a very important day, because we are talking about Europe's sovereignty, European access to space. You are not a space player if you don't have access to space. So it was a very, very important day, and it's a great success. We are very, very happy about that. So it's amazing. The campaign was, I would say, well, perfect. The launch was very good, and so it's really a great day. It's an amazing first launch. On a personal feeling, I just want to mention how proud I am from my teams, of course, my CNES people who have been working on the launch pad, of course, on building the launch pad, but also to run the CSG, but not only proud of CNES people, also proud of all people in the program, people from ESA, people from Ariane Group, people from Ariane Espace, and with all our partners all over Europe. So it's really a great achievement today, and I'm very, very happy.
Martin, please.
You know, a lot has been said. First, I feel relieved after this success, because even if everything which could be done at ground, you know, in terms of tests, in terms of calculations, etc., we all know that an inaugural flight is not a walk in the park, so it's better to have it behind us. And so I absolutely feel relieved, and I will share what said Philippe. It's also a matter of pride for all the people who have been working in this program. I mean, this has been a difficult program. Thousands of people working on it in Ariane Group, in our industrial partners, and I think it's really something which that I want to acknowledge today, and I already congratulated them, but I want to insist on that, because what has been done is just huge. What you did not see is that there was no problem during the chronology. The flight was uneventful. All the launcher part was uneventful, and it shows the mastery of the launch pad, the launcher, all the launch system, which has been developed by the team over the last months, and this is something which is a real achievement.
Stéphane, your turn to share with us your emotions.
Yes, so again, we need to thank all the support we have had during all these years from the member states. We need to congratulate the teams who made this success, from ESA, from CNES, Ariane Group, with the support of Ariane Space. We have here some experts. They happen to be ladies, by the way, and apart from Tony, but and some others are in the room, and I think it's very important to tell to all of them what we owe to their level of expertise. And indeed, what has been achieved tonight is now enabling us to prepare at full speed the next launches. We have a very motivating target, which is to make the second launch by the end of the year. We have now, for the second launch, passenger, which should be CSO3 for the French MOD. And we will have all the next ones which are going to follow. And now what is very important for us is to prepare the ramp-up. And just on a personal touch, it was a bit strange because I have had the feeling that it was even easier than on Ariane 5. So it was not something I expected, but the chronology, I have made a lot of chronology, and it was one of the most easy chronology. And so it's amazing that for our first launch, things have been so smooth and so easy. So congratulations.
You mentioned the key role that all the experts play, so I would like to give them the floor as well to give, maybe share comments, or maybe Tony, you want to start?
Yeah, I can only echo what has been said, but Joseph asked me this morning, how do you feel? And I said to him, I have stress, and I have confidence, and I have also emotions. And before the launch, when people ask me, so how do you feel about this? Are you nervous? I said I was 96% confident and 4% very nervous. And I think I was lying a little bit. Now all this stress really turned into emotions, and we were so happy. We have been working very, very hard to make this happen. We have been on track with this for more than half a year, for 7-8 months. We knew we were going to launch around the 9th of July. And we have been working so hard and so long hours, and this has been crowned by this incredible success. And I get emotional about it.
Karine.
What an incredible success that we had today. It was a great moment. The launch is a great success, and we achieved something very, very high, very amazing. And it is important to thank every people involved in the program who makes this success possible today. I'm so proud to be part of these people, and it was amazing. Thank you.
I just steal the microphone 1 second because I forgot something which is very important. Because we have thanked our teams, and that, of course, it's amazing, but we have not thanked, all the people who ensure the safety and the security of the site and of the launch. And I am thinking of the Force Armée de Guyane, so both legionnaires on the ground and gendarmerie, but also in the air. You could see Rafale up there, but not only, helicopters and all around. And an amazing number of people who have been dedicated to ensure the safety and the security of the base and of the launch. So I want to thank them. We always have to think that they are always there for each launch. And so thank you very much again.
Thank you, Philippe, for mentioning that. Valérie, and then Caroline, please.
Yes, personally, I was in the launch center where are the operators for the chronology and also all the engineers. And this team, this Ariane group, ESA, CNES team, has been working now since the start of the campaigns, so since several weeks, really day and night, I can say that, weekends. And there was a lot of emotion. There was also a lot of serenity concerning the chronology we were going to face, because we had repeated more or less the same type of chronology during the combined test of a launcher, which we did last year, with a lot of success also. But there was a lot of excitement, and yes, I must say a lot of emotion. And it was really a great moment to be there with all the team and to be able to share it with all of them. And I think we were all so proud of what we had achieved all together. And this is something we will remember for our full life. And it's one moment in time in a professional life for sure, and even in one life, I would say.
Thank you, Caroline.
So, on my side, I would like to say that I'm extremely proud of this launch, and proud to be able, thanks to this success, to serve our customers. We have a lot of customers which were waiting for Ariane 6, and Ariane 6 is there. And thanks to the success, we are able to serve them. And I think it's extremely important for all of us. And I would like to say also that I'm impatient, because this success was, of course, important, but it's the beginning of something. And I will be extremely happy to be back to work tomorrow morning to start the preparation of the coming missions.
Thank you all. We already have some questions because something occurred during the tech demo phase. So could you please elaborate on that? Maybe Martin?
Yes. You well understood that there were several phases in this flight. And we have centered our comments on what was the main objective of this flight, which was the launch phase, and which culminated with the separation of the first satellites, which was done after 2 boosts of Vinci and APU, everything ran perfectly. And then we had a demonstration phase, which was to see how the upper stage behaves in microgravity and how the different systems operate. Because microgravity is something that we cannot test on the ground. And that was the purpose of the demo phase. And what happened is that at one point of time, we reignited the APU. It did reignite, and then it stopped. And that's, we don't know why it stopped. This is something that we will have to understand when we've got all the data. And then the upper stage behave according to this new situation, which means that the Vinci engine decided not to restart because there was no APU operating, so it was not in a good condition to restart. And so there was a passivation of the upper stage, which was triggered in order to make it an object which does not create dangers of debris. And the passivation works perfectly according to plan. And also, it was the launcher system decided automatically not to release the 2 capsules, the 2 passengers, because it would have created additional debris. And so we have an event which is not understood yet, which is why did the APU stop. But all the rest of the mission was according to plan. So this is fortunate, but this is also why we make a tech demo in flight, because there are some things that we cannot test on the ground. And this is why, from the beginning, we were very clear on the fact that there were 2 aspects. One was to demonstrate the launch success, which we did, and then to understand and to gather as much information as possible in this microgravity phase. And I'm looking forward to have all the data, and that all the teams, all the experts will work in order to better understand what happens, and we will inform the public at that time.
Okay, I heard what I wanted to hear. Interesting. Okay. I think they'll be all right. The auxiliary power unit on the upper stage went for a third start and it didn't work. It passivated the stage. That could be a bajillion different things, guys. Does that have anything to do with the roll rate that was encountered on ascent? Don't know. Maybe. Possible. Yeah, there's not enough info there to really say one way or the other. I'd have to look at all the... I'd have to have all the telemetry in front of me to be able to tell you what's going on. And all we had was that it was supposed to go that way, and it went that way. This was clearly part of the tech demo, part of the ascent, so think about it like a secondary mission objective. Like SpaceX getting a first stage back in the early days. Yeah, it seems like it. Sorry, I'm looking at something. Look at this. Hold on.
Azt nézzétek meg, hát ilyet nincs.
I can't really tell. It looks like, I mean, Scott might be right. That's pretty funny. I mean, a propellant leak would be consistent with the roll rate that was imparted on the vehicle during ascent. But it's hard to say. Yeah. Didn't try to relight as the APU had had prematurely shut down. That could be consistent with a propellant leak, Martin. Albeit a small one. They would have detected a propellant leak. How? I mean, clearly the upper stage detected something, and it shut everything off. Look, if they go to fire up the APU and the APU doesn't have enough fuel to APU, then it's going to shut it off. But that being said, it could be a bunch of different things. German ESA broadcast on YouTube is not simultaneously translated to German. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's really hard to say. It could be 1,000 different things. I know that roll rate is not, that didn't seem right. It didn't seem right. I haven't seen launch vehicles roll like that before. The reason why I could tell it wasn't right is because it wasn't necessarily this. It was that. Stage was doing that. So this is consistent with something perturbing the vehicle up here and then the gimbal trying to compensate for it. No. Stragglers get a replay. It was from the other stream. The thing was doing this on the way up. It was doing this. Like if this my water bottle is a rocket stage. That's what it was doing. All throughout ascent. Yeah, I don't know, man. Could be 1,000 different things. Anyway. It's possible, Tessa. That's what I was saying during ascent, that a roll rate like that can cause prop slosh. And your propellants can act in a way that you don't